In the previous session, we were discussing about food hygiene and sanitization. So, several methods are followed to maintain food hygiene, and today we are going to discuss food storage and preservation of nutrients. Proper storage of food plays an important role in food and nutritional science. The food is a very important aspect in human life where the need of food is very vital. Hence, the most of the countries are struggling to grow the food items and also to even though grow difficult in preservation of food. So there is a lot of scarcity of food in the society, and hence it should be ensured that food is preserved and stored for future use. Food is available whenever in more quantity than the present use. It should be needed to be stored and preserved properly for future generation or future use. Otherwise, if you don't preserve the food items, it is going to get spoiled. So the food storage techniques and preservation methods should be followed to keep the food in good condition, away from contamination and preserving its nutrients. Different food vary in the duration of time in which they are present in their natural forms without spoiling. So if you observe, the different food items are having their own shelf life and they are going to be get spoiled in different time duration. And if you go through cereals, pulses and millets, they can be kept for more than a month, and if certain vegetables can be kept for more than a week, and few of the vegetables can be kept only for few days, and hence this indicates their the shelf life and the spoiling duration, and hence keeping this in the food are classified into perishable, semi perishable and non perishable food items. So based on stability of food during storage at room temperature, food can be classified into three groups. Perishable foods, these can be stored for only few hours to few days, so they are very susceptible for contamination or spoilage, and they can be kept for only hours to days, and such foods are milk, meat, egg, fruits and vegetables. So milk can be kept for only a day, whereas meat also for a days, and they are easy to get spoiled. And next is semi-perishable foods. These are stored for a week to a couple of months. Example: roots, tubers, cereals, and pulses, fats, and oils can be kept for certain weeks to months, and they are called as semi-perishable foods. And the non-perishable foods can be kept for more than months if it is kept in cool, dry place. Example: cereals, legumes, nuts, and oil seeds. These three types of food items are stored in different preservation techniques or methods to ensure their good quality for longer duration. Food preservation: the food should be preserved for future purpose in a good condition, and the food preservation is defined as the science that deals with prevention of food spoilage. If food is not preserved, it will get spoiled. So if food is preserved, thereby we are allowing it for future use. Food gets spoiled by uh, various types of methods, like the food either spoiled by microorganisms or atmospheric condition or mechanical damage, and we have to avoid these things to preserve the food. Importance of food storage and preservation: food can be bought when it is available in abundant, cheaper and in good quality. In seasonal, some food and vegetables are obtained in abundant quality and in good condition or good quality. They can be procured and they can be preserved for future use. The preservation produces different forms of product. Whenever the food is subjected to preservation, you will get a different forms of its products. Like grapes are dried, you will get resins, and if grapes can also be converted to squashes and stored or preserved. The fruits and vegetables short growing seasons, which are growing only for 2 months or 3 months, after that can be stored in a proper way and preserve it, and we can make it available throughout the year. And preserved food is easy to transport and distribute. Whenever the food is preserved in a proper way, it can be easily distributed from one place to another, and also transport is also easier. Food spoilage. The food spoilage, the one of the main reason for food spoilage is the growth and development of microorganisms, and this growth and development of microorganisms can be controlled by avoiding moisture. Moisture is a containing water which is required for the growth of microorganisms. Temperature, the optimum temperature is also required for microorganisms, and optimal pH is also required for growth of microorganisms. Thereby altering these conditions of moisture, temperature and pH, you can avoid the growth and inhibit the growth of microorganisms, thereby preserving the food items. And also chemicals can be used to inhibit the growth of microorganisms. This is about the major cause of food spoilage, that is regarding microorganisms. The food spoilage can also take place with oxidation. You can see below the food spoilage: oxidation, mechanical cause, insects, worms and rodents. Suitable preservation methods are employed to control these for that is going to spoil the food. So different methods used in the food storage and preservations are there, and we are going to discuss these. And this is the list of different food preservation techniques. In these listed are container storage, refrigeration and cold storage, freezing, heating, canning, drying or dehydration, salting and pickling, preparation of jams using chemical preservatives. So these preservation techniques, either household techniques or commercial techniques, are in the smaller quantity or in larger quantity, and these methods are employed to preserve the food items. So we will discuss this in the next session.